Welcome to AI for Local Impact, a podcast that explores the role of artificial intelligence in advancing development by highlighting work done through the AI for D program. The Artificial Intelligence for Development program, first established in 2020, is funded by Canada's International Development Research Centre and the UK's Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office. The program supports responsible AI ecosystems where experts in developing countries can create solutions to pressing development challenges while also mitigating risks through safe, inclusive, rights-based, and sustainable AI applications and policies. In this episode, we head to Tanzania to spotlight the AfriAI Lab, a multidisciplinary and gender-inclusive research hub based at the University of Dodoma. AfriAI is committed to building not just technical capacity, but also equitable AI systems that respond to community needs. I'm your host, Salam Abdallah, a researcher at the Global Center on AI Governance. Joining me today is Mohamedi Mjahidi, lecturer and researcher at the University of Dodoma. As the AfriAI Lab principal investigator, he plays a pivotal role in mentoring researchers and helping AI research across domains like agriculture, education, and local innovation. Welcome, Mohamedi.
Thank you.
So, could you please introduce AfriAI Lab and why it was established for us?
Thank you for this opportunity. First of all, my name is Mohamedi Mjahidi, a lecturer and researcher at the University of Dodoma, Tanzania. I serve as a lead of the African Artificial Intelligence Labs, known as the AfriAI Lab, where we work at the intersection of research, innovation, and capacity building to shape the Africa's AI future. To introduce our labs, AfriAI Lab is formerly known as the Africa's Anglophone Multidisciplinary Research Labs, AI4D Labs, initially. It's a collaborative initiative between the University of Dodoma and Nelson Mandela African Institution of Science and Technology, both from Tanzania. It is part of support of the Artificial Intelligence for Development AI4D program Africa. It's currently funded by Canada's International Development Research Centre and the UK Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, FCDO. In the phase one, it is established. It was also funded by the Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency, SIDA.
And what was the purpose for why was it established?
The African Artificial Intelligence Lab, it was established and it is driven by the need to strengthen research and teaching capacity in response to AI across Africa, with a focus on community building and the equitable sharing of high quality training and teaching resources. Its objectives include enhancing understanding of how to advance responsible, multidisciplinary and gender inclusive AI research methodologies while building capacity for both emerging and established research through mentorship and exploratory research. In addition to that, the labs seeks to bridge the gap between academia and industry by supporting the deployment and the commercialization of AI innovations, ensuring that research outcomes translate into practical solutions that drive sustainable development across the continent.
Considering that your focus is on capacity building, what are the gaps that existed and continue to exist in AI research capacity in public universities in Tanzania?
Thank you again for this question. Of course, there are a number of research gaps that we seek to address them in our labs. The first one is addressing a gap in AI capacity in Africa. That was the reason of establishing these labs. You know, interestingly, artificial intelligence is rapidly growing in Africa, yet significant challenges persist, including shortage of technical expertise, limited infrastructure, underdeveloped research and training ecosystem, and scarcity of local relevant data and methodologies. So AfriAI Labs was established to bridge this gap by nurturing the next generation of African AI talents through postgraduate sponsorship and specialized short courses, while also building the continent research capacity. To support this mission, the lab has invested in state-of-the-art mid-range computing infrastructure, including GPUs and data repository, creating an enabling environment for advanced research, model trainings, and innovation tailored to Africa's unique needs. Another gaps that our labs need to address is responsible AI development. Our labs place strong emphasis on responsible AI development, ensuring that technologies are designed and developed in a way that are ethical, inclusive, and contextually relevant. The lab is committed to a slogan, "Leave no one behind" approach, integrating principles of data protection, human rights, and social equity into every stage of innovation process. To achieve this, our labs adopt a co-creation model, actively engaging diverse stakeholders from researchers, policymakers, industry, and community representatives through the entire life cycle for AI solution development. This starts from the ideation up to deployment. So this one ensuring that the outcomes are trustworthy, impactful, and responsible to Africa's realities. To add on that, another gaps is research and teaching capacity buildings. That's the labs aim to address. Our lab so in this area is dedicated to strengthen teaching and researching capacity of public university across Africa, with a focus of mentorship, training, and fostering multidisciplinary AI research. To advance knowledge sharing, the labs produce high quality educational resources, including numerous research publications. One good example is an open access book recently published, this one known as a Practical Machine Learning, a beginner's guide with ethical insights. In addition to that, AfriAI Labs plays key roles in curriculum development, having contributed to the development of two peering degree programs, one from the University of Dodoma, which is Bachelor of Science in Artificial Intelligence and Engineering, and the second one is Master of Science in Data Science and Artificial Intelligence at the University of Nelson Mandela African Institution of Science and Technology. Another gaps that our labs need focus to address is bridging academia, innovation, and real-world impacts. So our labs serve as a hub for bridging academia, innovation, and real-world impact by supporting the deployment and the commercialization of AI solutions. So the labs empower students, researchers, and innovators to transform ideas into practical applications that address Africa's most pressing challenges in sectors such as healthcare, agriculture, infrastructure, environmental conservation, and the digital economy. In line with this mission to build a sustainable and inclusive AI ecosystems, our labs actively supports grassroots innovators, fostering creativity and real-world problem solving. A notable example is Akili Check tool. This one is an AI tool or AI-powered mental health tool developed by Mr. Nyanda Alfred, designed to diagnose and support individuals with mental health condition, demonstrating how academic research can be translated into impactful solutions for society. Another gap that our labs address, contribution to the policy developments. The labs has played a key role in stimulating the need and the development of AI policy through stakeholders engagement workshops and the lab team members engagement in the drafting of various policy documents. In the case of workshops, we have conducted 3 AI workshops. The first one was conducted in 2022. This one was themed as Embracing AI for African Sustainable Development. And the second one, it was conducted in 2023. That's themed AI awareness workshop for policy and decision maker, stimulating the formulation of policy that foster AI uptake in Africa. And currently, this year, we conducted the 30 workshops with a theme of AI for good governance, strengthening human rights and data protection in the stage of artificial intelligence. This is one part of our missions to contribute to the AI policy formulation. Apart from that, our lab members have contributed to the drafting of policy documents through engagement on different occasions. For example, between June and July this year, Dr. Ali Nyamawe was formally invited by the Ministry of Communication and Information Technology to serve on the team responsible for finalizing the national AI strategy. This strategic document will govern how AI is developed, deployed, and regulated across sectors like health, education, agriculture, and finance, and shape the strategic direction of AI development in alignment with national priorities and global best practice. Another example, the project has also contributed to the Tanzania Vision 2050 through the active involvement of Dr. Neema Mduma, a member of the technical team appointed by the Minister of State in the President Office for Planning, Investment and Investment. In this role, Dr. Mduma played a crucial part in guiding AI initiatives that align with the Vision 2050 goals, ensuring the strategic and responsible integration of AI technology in Tanzania national development agenda. Her works help ensure that AI contributes meaningful to the country's sustainable growth and development. Another example is the contribution to the development of the policy framework for AI in Tanzania health sector. This one was in 2022. The lab member provided technical expertise, research-based insight to ensure that framework address the ethical, inclusive, and the context-specific application of AI in healthcare. Their involvement included reviewing existing health sector challenges, advising on responsible AI deployment, and recommending strategy to safeguard data protection, patients' privacy, and human rights. The last but not least, equity, inclusion, and local relevance is another area that the labs focus to address this gap. So the labs ensure gender equity, inclusion of people with disability, promoting methods that are responsible to African context, and ensure that the benefits of AI reach underserved populations are core to its mission. Those are the gaps that our labs focus to address.
Yeah, those are a wide array of kind of spheres that you're working within. And you did mention that your slogan aligns with kind of leaving no one behind. And you've mentioned that equity and inclusion are a key part of the work that you do. So could you explain to us why it's important to make sure that you're designing a lab that is gender inclusive and equitable from the very start, and how specifically you are designing it to be gender inclusive?
First of all, let's explain about how we design our approach to make sure that our lab is gender inclusive and equitable from the start. Mm-hmm. So our labs to be gender inclusive and equitable from the outset was critical from the initiation, because AI system reflects values, perspectives, and the bias of the people who creates them. In Africa, where women and other marginalized groups are often underrepresented in STEM fields, failing to prioritize inclusive work would risk reproducing systematic inequalities in AI research, education, and applications. So, embedding gender equity and inclusive at its core, the lab ensure that diverse voices shape the design, development, and the deployment of AI solutions, making them more relevant, fair, and beneficial to all members of society. Moreover, Gender inclusivity directly support the UN Sustainable Development Goals, SDG, particularly SDG 5 on gender equality, while fostering innovation by tapping into the full potential for Africa's talent pool. To come up with how the lab is designed to be gender inclusive, we have adopted like 3 strategies. One of the strategies is inclusive recruitment and participation. So our lab will ensure women and the underrepresented group are actively engaged and supported to join, for example, training programs, research teams. For example, the labs recruited 6 postgraduate students, from whom 3 were women and 3 were men. Inclusive participation in workshops, we make sure that we have balanced the gender in the participant of our events, not only workshop, also the conference. And also when we just announce any innovation challenge, we make sure that we just select gender-wise to make sure we represent all the genders. The second strategy is outreach services. Another key strategy for promoting gender inclusive, strategy we take off. So our lab has organized the workshop across various universities with particular focus on engaging and inspiring female students to pursue career in artificial intelligence. This initiative provides mentorship, hands-on training, and awareness sessions designed to empower young women, build their confidence, and equip them with the skills needed to participate actively in Africa's growing AI ecosystem. In addition to this one, our labs runs a dedicated outreach initiative. We call it Girls in AI. This one was launched in 2023. So unlike the university workshop, which target undergraduate and postgraduate students, Girls in AI focus on secondary school students, reaching them at the very root of STEM education. The program is designed to spark early interest in artificial intelligence, encourage the empower young girls to envision future in technology, and provide mentorship that help them overcome barrier to entry in STEM fields. Through the Girls in AI initiative, AfriAI Labs not only introduce secondary school students to the foundation of AI, but also highlights and celebrates the contribution of female researchers, innovators, and the students. To further inspire and motivate young girls, the labs invite female role models in technology to share their journeys, experience, and achievements. We believe that by highlighting this example, the initiative can foster confidence, break stereotypes, and demonstrate that women have a vital place in shaping Africa's AI future. The third strategy we adopt is inclusive development of AI solutions. This one is a very key strategy that underscores AfriAI Lab's commitment to gender inclusive, is the development of this solution through an inclusive approach. From ideation to deployment, the labs ensure that diverse voices and perspectives are actively involved at every stage of the process of AI development. This participatory model not only enhances the technical quality of the solution, but also guarantee that they are equitable, context-sensitive, and responsive to needs of all communities. So these are the 3 strategies that we adopted to make sure that our lab is inclusive and equitable.
Yeah, so you're taking multiple strategies that are targeting different groups to ensure that everyone is a part of what you are doing. And I'm wondering, you must also have a multidisciplinary approach, because it's through different disciplines that you're able to kind of address these issues and ensure that everyone's included. So what's unique about a multidisciplinary approach?
Yeah, that's a good question. First, artificial intelligence is widely recognized as enabling technology with the potential to transform nearly every sector. It is not only just a technology that can be used in one discipline. So the challenge AI seek to address are often complex and interconnected from multiple sectors, extending far beyond the scope of single discipline. This is where the multidisciplinary approach becomes unique and valuable. So by bridging together expertise from diverse fields, it allows for holistic problem solving that capture the full dimension of real-world challenge. This diversity of perspectives foster innovation as a novel idea often emerge at the intersection of disciplines and ensure that AI solutions are not only technically sound but also socially relevant, ethical, and sustainable. Moreover, a multidisciplinary approach bridges the gap between theory and practice, aligning technical advancements with the social, economic, and policy considerations. In doing so, it creates solutions that are inclusive, context-sensitive, and responsive to the needs of diverse communities.
Considering that you're doing such critical work, what would happen if you and your team weren't engaged in this kind of work? So why you, and why here? Why in Tanzania?
Thank you. We consider our lab as an important contribution to the existing initiative of fostering AI uptake in Tanzania. Without such initiatives, Tanzania and the broader region would face significant gaps in responsible AI development, capacity building, and innovation. While the demands for locally relevant, ethical, and inclusive AI solution is rapidly growing, access to advanced training, mentorship, and research infrastructure such as a locally relevant dataset and high-performance computing resources like GPU remain limited. In the absence of this intervention, many talents like students, researchers, and innovators would lack the support necessary to develop critical skills, create impactful solutions, or influence policies that respond to local priorities and demands. By operating within Tanzania, our labs ensure that AI research and deployment are grounded in local realities, effectively bridging academia, industry, and society to tackle pressing challenges in healthcare, agriculture, governance, and beyond. The AfriAI Labs uniquely position Tanzania to lead in the responsible adoption of AI across Africa, rather than merely following global trends.
And what are some tangible outcomes that the lab has achieved so far? And can you try and describe promising innovations that your lab has produced as well?
Thank you for the good questions. Our labs has achieved several tangible outcomes that demonstrates its impact in research, capacity building, policy, and innovation. The lab has published an open access book, as I said earlier, in machine learning, and produced more than 25 research publications, contributing significantly to knowledge in AI and its application in Africa through short course training, workshops, conferences, and postgraduate programs. The lab has trained a skilled workforce, equipping students, innovators, and young researchers with practical AI expertise. Moreover, its engagement with the policymaker has influenced the creation of AI-related policy, ensuring that AI adoption in Tanzania is ethical, responsible, and locally relevant. Additional to that, the lab has developed the use case that translates research into practical solutions for social challenges. Among its promising innovation includes the detection of pesticides petit ruminants diseases. This one is abbreviated as the Tokomeza PPR. It is an AI tool for addressing major livestock health issues, especially for those small ruminants. Another tool that is developed by our labs is AI tool for early detection of maternal complications and child health risk. This is the second tool that is developed by our labs, and currently it is under piloting. The third one, as I said earlier, this one was developed with our innovator, Mr. Fred Nyanda. We call it Akili Check. This one is a self-assessment AI tool designed to support mental health screening. Other ongoing initiatives, including the development of AI-powered pharmacovigilance application to support Tanzania medical research team in assessing the managing drug adverse effects. Those are the use cases, not all of them. This is just from the healthcare and agriculture, but we have another tool that was developed by our research, translating research to innovations.
And you're working on so many projects that range between agriculture, healthcare, to research publications, and this must have so much impact in Tanzania. But how are you making sure that these innovations can scale beyond Tanzania and still remain sustainable outside of the country?
Thank you. Our approach to scaling and sustaining innovation involve collaborations with the AI4D community of labs. We are sharing the projects that we are conducting and also the innovation that we have. Maybe we think how it can be used to other countries where the AI4D lab is existing. As well as we are collaborating with the government agency and the private sectors. Also, we are collaborating with others NGOs in Tanzania and outside Tanzania to make sure that our innovation can be scaled up outside of Tanzania. Just to give you an example, we are in the discussion with the Ministry of Health at Zanzibar. That one you can say is within Tanzania. You know, Tanzania is Tanzania mainland and Zanzibar. Sometimes they work separately. So we are in discussion with the Ministry of Health Zanzibar to support support and strengthen AI uptake in the Ministry of Health, so that we can implement those tools that we developed from our labs for the healthcare sector. And also, there is ongoing discussion with Tanzania Health Informatics Association. It's known as TAHIA. We have engaged Health Association from Ethiopia to explore the replication and the scaling of labs innovation, facilitating the expansion of AI solution from Tanzania to other countries. And also this one is ongoing in discussion because these are the stakeholders that we engage them into the validation of our AI tools. So once they know the tool that we have, the solution that we have, so if they have a conference or discussion with the same or similar NGO, so they present what they have from Tanzania. So from there is where the discussion start on with how we can just see replica or scale the innovation to other countries. So those are the approach that we take to scale the innovation from the lab.
That sounds impressive, and it's one of those things where we've discussed about how you're working on mentorships, how you're working on trying to do research and also scale innovations, and there seem to be collaborations and plans to take it even beyond Tanzania. And to the folks who are listening here today, if they took away just one message of all that we've discussed, how would you describe the one message that you'd like to pass on to them?
The one key message I can say, the future of AI in Africa must be built by Africa for Africa. That's the message I can just provide it as a takeaway from this discussion today. You know, it is not just about adopting technology, but about shaping it to ensure it is responsible, inclusive, and rooted in our local context, thereby solving our most pressing challenge. At AfriAI Labs, we are demonstrating that when we invest in home-ground talent, foster multidisciplinary collaboration, and embed ethics from the outset, we not only close the gap but also create a model for how AI can truly save everyone, leaving no one behind, as I said earlier, as our slogans to our labs.
That is a very powerful message. And if folks want to follow the work that you're doing, where should they head to try and follow the projects or see the kinds of new projects that you would be working on in the future?
Thank you for the question. We have our website that everyone can follow. We have our social media that everyone can follow what our lab is doing. This website is, we call it AfriAI Lab.udom.ac.tz. We put a lot of information from there, even the links to our computing resources. As I said earlier, we have a state-of-the-art GPUs that everyone can access it. It's just a matter of requesting the access of our GPU, then we can provide the access. That one is limited. It's not like a collab. Mm-hmm. So you need to ask request to use it because it's only 48 GB. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we cannot allow like 100 people to run their models at par. It's difficult. It cannot handle it. So we need to regulate it a little bit, so to allow just few researchers they can use them. So we provide the link in our website. All those information you can see in our website. Also, we have a data repository. Because now most of the research are ongoing research, still no data data set that are available. But we hope after maybe some few months we will going to see some data sets that are originated from Africa that can accelerate the innovations and the research within Africa. As I said earlier, also we have those social media platforms that everyone can follow. That's the activities that we are doing in the labs. Apart from that one, we are creating like bridge courses for those people that are not expert in AI, but they are interested to change, at least to know ABCs of AI, a little bit about AI, or they want to do. AI is it's a said AI is enabler. It can just use the multiple sectors, especially in research. So if someone wants to do a research, let's say from the education sector, it can just use this course, bridge course, to get ABCs of AI so that it can help him or her to do his research. So those are the information that we have, and the link, as I say, I can repeat it, is AfriAI Labs.udom.ac.tz. UDOM is abbreviation of the University of Dodoma. That's what I say. That's we call it UDOM. So it's easy to follow that website. And we know those domains country domain, they start academic institution, and Tanzania is TZ. So it's easy, you can follow us from that websites and from our social media.
Thank you very much, and we'll make sure to direct folks to follow you there.
Thank you.
You've been listening to AI for Local Impact. This podcast is brought to you by the Global Center on AI Governance for the AI for D program. To learn more about the program and its projects, please visit ai4d.ai. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast, share this episode, and join us next time as we continue to explore how AI is shaping development across the Global South.